going on? It's your boy Masta here, live from the MMB Radio Studios for the MMB Radio Podcast, where no topic is too big or too small. We talk about them all. And on the phone lines, like, I had to psych myself up for like at least a week for this to happen, because I've been wanting to have this woman on for the longest time on the podcast. I simply adore her, and she's back in the business now. We're going to talk about that. The one and only Miss Riley Steele. Riley, what's going on? Welcome to MMB Radio.
What's up? Thanks for having me back.
I mean, it's like I said, I have been, a fanboy forever. And I warned you before we got into this podcast. I was like, I'm going to be a total fanboy during this whole podcast, because you are like one of the most beautiful women that I've ever seen. And
thank you.
It's just an honor to have you on the podcast. And it's interesting that we have you on the podcast, because we got a lot to talk about.
I'm ready.
All right, awesome. So, a lot of people know, like, obviously you've been in the adult business for, quite a while, and then you kind of just left for a bit, and now, you're back and you're doing a scene, and kind of tell everybody, like, what made you stop for a while and what made you come back?
Well, I stopped for a while. I don't know. Everything kind of changed in porn. I was focusing more on my OnlyFans and kind of just really focusing on social media and all that kind of stuff. And then I don't know. I've been wanting to come back for a long time. I've been wanting to come back for a really long time. And it's just now feels like the right time, and I've missed so many things. I love being on set. I miss getting to have crazy good sex. I miss so many things about being in LA and just being able to work. I mean, this is just really living the dream. I mean, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people have been doing the social media platforms, and as you said, the adult business has changed a lot since you first got into it. OnlyFans, there's some other websites and apps and things that people can do. What was, obviously, other than it just feeling like the right time, like what was the deciding factor to decide, this is right now, this is who I'm shooting with, and this is what I want to do? Was there things that were kind of stopping you from wanting to get into it? Was it just not feeling right at certain times?
No, again, it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Getting back into the industry just was never really the right time for me personally. I knew I wanted to, but things just kind of fell into place, and I don't know. I'm excited to be back next month. I've got my first anal scene coming out. I've got a bunch of shoots lined up for next month. That's going to be a big month for me. But also, back when I was shooting porn, that was like when people were buying DVDs. No one buys DVDs anymore. Everything is on these tube sites. I'm really not on tube sites at all. Mm-hmm. So I want to be on tube sites. I want to be back out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've always been under contract. I really don't have any content out there. I love being able to shoot my OnlyFans and getting to connect with people that way, but I don't think anyone's really gotten to, see me just shoot real porn. I've always shot, pretty vanilla, whatever, kind of artistic, whatever you want to say, kind of porn. So I'm excited to shoot for all these different companies that I've only ever really just, watched personally myself. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
No, I mean, a lot of the stuff that I'm familiar with, a lot of your work, like you said, it's kind of it's artsy. It's like actual, cinema. There's roles, there's lines, there's acting.
There's dialogue.
Yeah.
I know I had to memorize scripts and stuff, and I'm like, what's this?
Now she's just
I'm
I just want
to go to set and just to show up and fuck and go home. I'm excited for that.
Now, for people that have been fans of yours for a long time, and people who may not know the whole backstory of how you got into the business, kind of give us a little rundown of how you originally got started in business and why you wanted to get into the adult film business.
I knew what porn was from a really young age. I've always really sexual from a young age growing up. I always wanted to be sexy. I wanted to be wanted and lusted after. I wanted to be one of those girls. And when I discovered porn, I knew contract girls were super big then. And Digital Playground at that time had the hottest chicks. And it seemed like that's everyone's dream who wanted to be a porn star wanted to be Digital Playground girl. That was the dream for us wannabe porn stars. And so, I don't know. I made that happen, and it was just such a great way to start off the beginning of my career, because now for doing things like the OnlyFans and continuing on like the premium Snapchat, just having that name, continue on with that is really helped me with the social media aspect of the career.
Now, it's funny that we're talking about the social media aspect of it, and I had a conversation recently with somebody, and he was saying, you know, the addition of social media and all the online platforms that are out there has made it easier for women or anybody that wants to get into the business. Do you feel like it's, you know, so much easier or harder, or, you know, it's like the whole thing I say about Instagram. Anybody can be a model on Instagram. So do you feel like it's easier or harder for women now to be successful in the business?
I don't know. See, that's funny, because it's like anyone can be an artist these days. It could be a rapper or a music artist, whatever, you know what I'm saying, with the way that things are. And then there's some people who really have worked hard to get where they are, but I don't know. Anyone can be a porn star. Anyone can put scenes up, I guess, but being a porn star and being on set and like actually making full scenes and making movies isn't something that really happens regularly anymore for porn. So being able to still do like shoot porn like that is still fun, but you know, then I get to do the new version of porn, just shooting it with my phone and being in my room, not on a real set or, you know, whatever.
We see all the amazing stuff on your Twitter and, you know, the Instagram, and we love that, you know, the instant gratification. Porn, I guess,
and then like the real porn.
And, you know, that's the mindset of millennials and, you know, people today. Everybody wants instant gratification, so it's great that they can just, you know, log onto your Twitter account and boom, there you are, just, you know, shaking your ass, twerking on Twitter, you know. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, Twitter or the Snapchat, but see now if you want still get DVDs, now you can be able to get some recent DVDs from me, so.
Yeah, exactly. And
you know?
And the cool thing about it is that, like, I put it out there that, you know, that you were going to be on the podcast, and like I said, it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. When I started doing the MMB Radio Podcast, it originally started off doing, you know, traditional radio and having adult film stars come on, and it's like regular radio. I mean, this is satellite, pre-podcasting, and you couldn't say much of anything because, you know, there's like FCC rules and all that. So we got into podcasts, and I told people, I was like, you know, my goal, and I even said this to you, my goal was to have you and Jesse Jan on the podcast, and if I could have both of you guys, my two favorites, on, then I can like stop the podcast and feel like I've accomplished something. But I didn't realize that, like, all the fans that are tweeting in questions, like, do you really stop and think about how many fans, like, you actually have and how many people you impact on a daily basis?
I guess, like, I kind of get to see that once I check my snaps. Like, people, I do like to check my Snapchat and talk with people that way. And people are like, I mean, I get it, too, because it's, you know, it's like that instant gratification thing you were just talking about, like, it just kind of gets people away from what's really going on in their life, or, you know, whatever. It's just when looking at porn or looking at hot chicks on their phone, you know what I mean? So I get it, yeah.
And it's so I want to go through some of these questions that we have, because some of these questions, and I was even DMing you and sending you, I'm like, yo, who's this guy? Like, who's this guy? Like, there are some people out there that are like hardcore fans that are like, I don't know where they're from or what, you know, world they live in. I
know which one you're talking about too, but I know everyone asks me about that one person.
I had one guy who was threatening to sue me for having me on the podcast.
I don't know that.
Yeah, he was like, she's not doing any new content. I'm like, I definitely just seen some ass and titties on her Twitter, so she is doing new content. Yeah, so yeah, he's like, he's threatening to sue me. He's just like, I don't like, I'm like, how do you, yeah, it was wild. And I said to the guy, I was like, for somebody who like says that she's not shooting content, and he's like calling the podcast and the listeners like we're perverted and everything. And I was like, well, if you don't know she's shooting content, that means at one point you were watching her.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Oh my gosh. See, I don't see that. You're getting more of that than I see. I don't ever see comments like that, but no.
Now, and I guess that's one of the questions before we get into these fans' questions. Like, do you get like an abundance every day of just like weird shit just tweeted to you, or like how do you deal with that? Like flooding your
I don't know. I just look at it and just, that's weird, and just keep going, honestly.
I mean, I can now understand why it's taken me so long to get, in correspondence with you. I'm like, wow, she probably has to filter through a billion tweets a day from people just with off-the-wall shit.
Not that many, no.
Well, so we'll go into some of these questions here. So, and some of these are really good questions, and some of them are just, So one question the guy says, he wants to know is like, so in the business, has there ever been a time where you felt like you regretted doing what you were doing?
No, honestly, I mean, there have been times, I think in everyone's life when you kind of regret certain decisions that you've made, but decisions that I've made, but I never would go back and change anything. And I definitely would never go back and have to relive some of the things I put myself through, that's for sure. But
so what's one of the wildest things that you've ever had to do in the business, whether you felt like it was something that you had control over or something that you just felt like it was something you had to do because it was going to progress your career?
Seeing, like, again, I've been so lucky being under that contract all the time. You might have to check back with me in a few months. I might have a different answer, but I've never been forced to do anything I felt uncomfortable with. I've never felt like I've had to do anything, for anyone that I didn't need to do, or you know what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Now, was there anything that you've been approached about that where you've had the choice to say, you know what, like, yeah, I don't know about that, or is there a no list?
For customs, I get the weird request that I kind of just say no to, or I don't want to be peed on. I guess I'd pee on someone, but I don't want someone to pee on me, really. I just don't want to be the one being pissed on.
Yeah, exactly. It's better be pissed off than pissed on. So no, like water sports.
Golden showers.
Yeah,
no.
Golden showers. Is there anything else like that you've were on a set where you thought you were going into something that was a different take, and then you got there and they're like, oh no, we're going to do this, and you're just like, no, fuck that.
I guess when it's like dialogue and I wasn't prepared for my dialogue, I'm like, oh shit, no. No, but nothing sexually, no.
All right, cool. What is something you still want to do? I mean, now that you're not doing dialogue and you're not, doing all this
I don't have to worry about that stuff. That stuff would make me so nervous.
Like, damn, I'm going to fuck up my lines.
I'm excited just to go to set. Yeah. I'm excited to just shoot everything, man. I'm just excited just to really get filthy and not have to be pretty and just try and to have real fun, and yeah.
The pretty part comes naturally, though. Come on, You really just have to show up.
I'm just excited to get back in there.
So you say you're going to do next month, you'll have your first anal. What took so long to get to this point?
I didn't ever thought that I was going to do it on camera. And, now that I'm coming back, it's like, well, I can't just come back and do nothing. I've got to have something. I got to do something new. And, this will be the first and it probably won't be the last. I mean, we'll see how I've only done it in my personal life with one boyfriend. And so I don't know. I'm nervous to see how it's going to happen on set. And it's all different. Like having sex on camera is so different than just having sex in your real life. So having anal sex on camera, I have to see how I'm going to feel about that, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be my last.
Now, in real life, was it good? Was it bad? I mean, you're only saying there's one guy, so I don't want to
I never really like it at first, but once you accept that you're just going to take it in your head, you have to just accept it. Then I can get into it and I like it, but I'd like to not like it, so.
Mm-hmm. So, if you had to direct your own scene, now that you have free will and do whatever you want to do, what's something that you're like, this is what I want to do? I want to make this my own scene. This is what I want to shoot.
I don't know. I have so many of them. I guess I just, I don't know. Everyone fuck. I don't know.
Do you have a list of a bucket list of stuff you want to do?
No.
Or?
I think I've probably done most of them, but no, not anymore. I think maybe I used to. I've done them.
Now you mentioned that, sex in real life and sex on scenes is so much different, and, obviously it's different when, a lot of people are watching you, there's cameras, but what's one thing that you can kind of say that is different about it?
What's just different about it is, having to remember that you're having sex for the camera, not for yourself. So it's, you know, your positioning is so different than what it would be in normal. So it's definitely, it's something to learn, but something I get like riding a bike, you know, you don't really forget. Like right when I had my first name, I was like, all right, okay, right back into it.
Now, is there, now that you are, you know, able to do whatever you want to do, is there anybody you want to shoot with, talent-wise?
Yeah, I would love to reconnect with Kaden again. There's so many sexy new girls out there I would love to shoot with. Elsa Jean's a cutie. God, just everyone. Marcus Dupree I would love to work with. I think I'm shooting with him next month. Chad White I've never gotten to work with. There's a lot of people, everybody.
You realize that a lot of these people that you're like, there are so many new young hot girls and guys out there that you want to shoot with. A lot of them probably came up kind of watching your material. You know, like, have you ever thought about, like, how long you've been in the business and now that you are kind of like the veteran?
No, I know. Because when I came in the business, I was like, oh my God, I used to watch you. Before, like, now I'm the one that they're saying, oh my God, I used to watch you. So the roles have completely switched.
Is that weird or is that like flattering?
It's so weird. Of course it's weird. But it's awesome though. And what it is, I was talking to one of my friends about that the other day though. It's like, you know, I want to set a good example for these girls, even though, you know, it's like porn, you know, you still want to set a good example for these girls to keep it good. And it's such a good thing now for the girls in the industry now coming in, because for a long time, the ball wasn't in the girls' court, and it should have been for porn. Like, because the reason that porn has so much money is because of the girls, and the girls weren't getting the money for so many years. And now, with OnlyFans and Snapchat Premium and all that, the girls are really able to make their money now. So it's just it's really good it's a really good time for us girls in the industry.
Definitely. And as you mentioned, with all these new platforms and such an easy way to kind of get into the business, or not even so much getting into the business, but just finding ways to like put yourself out there exposure-wise. There's so many platforms that anybody could, like, I could shoot a porn today and throw it on the internet somewhere, you know, and you have to be smart about this business, just like any business. You can't just, you know, go into it with this mindset that, like, you know, I know what I'm doing, because you get easily taken advantage of. So it's cool that there's people like you that are still around that are like, yeah, you may not want to do this, you know, like take a spin there, done that.
Because I've been down to so many of the bad roads, so it's like it's good for them to have someone to come talk to.
Now, if there was someone asked if there was anything that you could change about the adult business, whether it be for good or bad or just tweaking something, what's something you would want to see changed?
All the hate and bullying, I guess, that I see online, especially in between our own like people, our own family. It's our own little community. There's just so much hate and just bashing.
I agree. There's so much. It's
hard to get rid of that.
It's hard to have acceptance already, you know, in that field.
Yeah,
people
we shouldn't be mean to each other, you know.
Yeah, we can get that from anybody on the internet, you know. Hell, I got people wanting to sue me because you were on the podcast. I know, right? I don't know really what grounds I'm, you know, suable for. He says I'm lying to my listeners. I'm like, if I can change my voice to sound like Riley Steele, then I'm, you know, all for it. So, what's a normal day like for you when you're not shooting? I mean, obviously you haven't been shooting for a while, so, you know. Take us through a normal day.
I'm still kind of getting into my new normal schedule, because I did just get back to LA like a week ago. But I'm loving it. I just wake up in the morning. I, you know, fiddle around with my Snapchat, my Twitter, my Instagram. I've been slowly trying to get myself into more. Get into my OnlyFans email. Try and make it to the gym. Get back home. Go to Whole Foods. Post more stuff on OnlyFans. It's the dream, man.
It does. It sounds like it.
And then so every once in a while I get to show up on set, get my makeup done, and get some good sex on camera. and have sex with some beautiful women very soon.
And one of the things I have to say is, like looking through your Instagram and your Twitter, like, how do you stay in such perfect shape? Like, you look like you have not aged since the first day you stepped on a set.
Oh, thank you. I try and go to the gym all the time. I've been a little lazy, but I love working out. I like eating healthy. it makes me feel good. I love it.
On a daily basis, like how often do people send you dick pics? Because some guy says, "Can I send you a dick pic?" And I don't know if he meant me or you.
All the time. I mean, and I just, when I'm opening, I learned not to open up my Snapchat messages while I'm at the store in line or whatever, because 10 times it's going to be a dick pic. And whenever you don't want it to
Surprise.
be. So, yeah, always a dick pic.
I just thought that one was
funny. Or a video of them, and then the video of them jacking off is like, you can't get it to go down, and there's like an old woman behind me in line at the store, and I'm like, oh my God.
It's funny because I put out there, if anybody has any questions for you, and the guy replied, but he must have like not added you on it. So he just at me, and he's like, "Can I send you dick pics?" And I'm like, "To me or Riley, or like I'm not the mailman, like I'm not going to deliver them for you." But
I do appreciate getting a little warning, though. That's very nice. I like that. Whenever I get the warning, the answer is always yes.
Yes, courtesy is the best policy there. I love that. So a lot of people are on like you said about OnlyFans and everything. So I want to, before we get into more questions, I want to talk about this little contest that you have running where people get a 10-minute Skype video with you. Is that how that works? Or
yeah, so of everyone who is my OnlyFans or any new members, they just have to send me a private message that they want to do a Skype date with me, and I send them back a lucky number. I've been doing that all morning, actually. Then I haven't decided when I'm going to end this contest. I realized that earlier. I'm like, when am I going to end this one? So I'll end it soon, and then whenever I do end it, I'll draw the lucky number, and the winner gets to have a 10-minute Skype date with me. Now, the first one I did was a custom video. Mm-hmm. At the next one, I don't know what I'm going to do for the next one. I like doing these little contests, though.
Now, when you do these custom videos, do you what is some of the things that people are asking you to do? Obviously, we talked about the water sports and how you're not doing the peeing on things, but do people have you dress up in different outfits?
Yeah, there's just like the normal general, like dressing up, like little teas, JOI videos, blah, blah, blah. But then you get the crazy extreme, I want anal gaping, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Some crazy requests. But for the most part, it's pretty general.
Awesome. And another for fans, he tweets into me, he says, I'm a big fan of Riley Steele, have loved her forever. Does she have any plans of doing any kind of tours? I guess he means like doing like feature shows, feature dance and stuff like that. Is that something you are willing and going to be doing?
Feature dancing was always really crazy for me, and I don't know. I think I'm going to be doing any feature dancing. If I get like requests for a 1-night booking or a 2-night booking, maybe. But no, feature dancing isn't going to be. Maybe going to New York. It's always good to go to New York once a year.
Okay. So there you have it. So one guy, and I want to get into this topic here because we mentioned about the one fan that claims to, be married to you.
Yeah.
And after he tweeted that out, I got bombarded with DMs and everybody, and they're like, "What is your relationship status? Like, are you what? Like, everybody's like curious now of what is going on with you, personal life."
Oh, well, I'm single. I've been single for a while. I'm single and loving it. I'm just focusing on me right now.
Okay. And you're focusing on you, but is there, do you find it hard to date in the business?
I've never been a dater. I've never really wanted a boyfriend growing up. I've never been boy crazy. I'm just dick crazy. So no, I've never really tried dating. I don't want to either still. So not much has changed. I just want to have fun and fuck. Yeah. And make some really hot scenes.
That makes
Maybe
it
I could
so
find
much
somebody
easier
to shoot content with for my OnlyFans. That's about it though.
Now, it's funny you kind of talk about that too, because I notice a lot of these fans do these a lot of these performers do these like fuck a fan contest type things. Like, is that something that like you've been asked to do or something you thought about doing?
I've been asked to do it, and it's been brought up to me before, but I'm definitely game for it. But see, the thing is I want to there's so much that I have to really particularly be able to plan this out. But it is something I'm thinking about. That just to find details have to be worked out. Because, like, there are people who live in frickin', you know, over in India and crap like that, who could be entering. So it's like, it's got to be someone who's going to be, like, in the States and, you know what I mean, to qualify for it. It's got to be, it's got to be actually able to happen, because what I've also heard is that they never do happen. And I make these contests actually happen. So if I'm going to be putting up a fucking contest, you best ensure I'm going to make it happen.
Like, who flakes on something like that? If you had the opportunity to hook up with Riley Steele, who just doesn't show up to these things?
No, I don't think it's that. I've heard that they just pretend like they're doing a fuck a fan contest, and then, like, they never really fuck the fan. Because, I mean, a lot of people who enter are not going to be in the country or whatever. I don't know. Has it ever worked?
Have
you heard of
I've heard of the contest. I've never entered any of the contests.
But I mean, have you ever
have I fucked a porn star?
Heard of the winner? The winner, like, have you ever heard from the winner?
No, they're usually never to be seen again. If you know,
there never is a winner. So my winner will be writing a freaking review, I'm sure.
I mean, that's something that, like, if I won that contest, like, best believe, like, I'm talking about this every day for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But then we don't hear from these fans. They kind of fall off the face of the earth. So, yeah, maybe it is all one big hoax. And then
I think it's kind of hoax, yeah.
And then the bad thing about it is that, and this is not to imply that any of these contests that are out there that these ladies are running, and I'm, you know, the ones that are running them, I'm not trying to say any of them are fake, but a lot of them pay, like, you have to pay, like, to enter into these contests. You know, or it's like, you, like, enter into, like, some of them I've seen have been, like, chances. Like, you pay a certain amount for a chance. And if you buy, it's like buying lottery tickets, you know? You could buy as many lottery tickets, but there's no guarantee you're going to win. You know, it just makes, I guess there's no way to regulate it. Yeah. Yeah, and there's no way to really regulate that, so. But, okay, so, all right, so say you were doing this contest, okay? So, like, is it just a, you know, a wham bam thank you ma'am, or is it something where you want to, you know, go out to dinner, you know, actually spend a date, like, get to know the person, or do you not really need to get to know the person? I mean, I know you're not into the dating thing, but.
I don't know, I guess that goes up to whoever wins it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like, you already know they're a fan of yours, so there's not much more you need to know about them.
Right,
like,
yeah.
You're a fan? Can you get it up? All right, cool, let's do this.
All right,
here we go. Another fan wants to know is, you mentioned things about, like, around the world, and this is a good question. He goes, where is someplace that you would like to visit that you have not ever visited before?
Tropical. I've never gone to it in tropical islands. I'd love to go to the Bahamas or Bora Bora. Something like that.
Okay. All right. And then we always get the favorites. What's your favorite activities to do when you're not, you know, fucking?
I know that's
on the top of the list.
I like cooking a lot. I'm very homey. I like cooking and cleaning. I just sitting at home and just chilling. I like going to the beach, exercising on the beach outside, hiking, all that fun stuff.
All right. What turns you on?
Neck kisses, warm, soft neck kisses. That's like the number one way to get me.
To get you in the mood. So you're not automatically in the mood 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm getting in the mood just thinking about it right now. So it's.
Well, then you might have to start this contest now. Just let me know where I can enter in my chances, you know, and I'll drop a little coin into the chance bowl, you know, like, you know, I'm down for that. Now, you visited the Philadelphia area before, and where out of, like, in the United States, where's a city that you really enjoy visiting?
I always love Philly. I always love going there. I also loved going to Clearwater, Florida, because it reminded me a lot of San Diego. I mean, who doesn't love Clearwater, Florida? Mm-hmm. That was beautiful.
And I know you're, you know, the San Diego girl and everything. What was life growing up in Southern California?
Just perfect all the time. I mean, the weather is just 70 and sunny always. So we're just fortunate for that.
And then, you know, were you active in any...
I was a bad kid growing up. I was always ditching school and hanging out with older guys and getting into trouble. I was a bad girl.
A bad girl, and in high school days. You say hooking up with older guys, like when you were in high school, or you like like older guys out of high school, like.
Yeah, they were driving and out of high school. Yeah, those were my friends. And they didn't go to college either. They were bad boys.
So, like, how much older were some of these guys that you were, seeing when you were?
Oh, it's bad. I don't know if I should say.
Well, you were legal, I hope.
She's like, no, I wasn't. 16, 17, no.
Well, we don't need
I
names
think they were like
socials.
25, 26 or something. But I know, and I think back now, I'm like, oh my God.
And how old were you when you lost your virginity?
I was 16.
Okay.
I lost it to my best friend. Because I wanted to have sex with this other guy. I was senior in high school and I was a freshman, and I didn't want him to think I wasn't cool and like a loser virgin. So I had my best friend Douglas pop my cherry for me.
There you go. Can you just break me in real quick? And
then okay, thank you, goodbye. I'm going over, and I never got to fuck that guy either. Kyle Baker.
Kyle Baker. We gotta find
Kyle Baker.
Man, Kyle Baker, if you only realized what you missed out on, he's probably wouldn't think you were a loser virgin now,
Oh my God, I wonder.
So your best friend, he kind of breaks you in, and then like at that point, like, were you like promiscuous? Like how often were you like hooking up with people?
Honestly, I wasn't. Like I found my fuck buddy Tommy, but I was really promiscuous with my girlfriends. We're so bad. We used to we had a friend and we would go break into his dad's shop at nighttime, and all of our friends in high school, we'd sneak out at night and go in there and party in his dad's shop, and all of us girls would have sex with each other, and the guys would film it.
Where are these videos?
I don't know. I wish I could find them, and I'm just we used to do the craziest stuff when I was, and I don't know. We had fun though.
Now, obviously you consider yourself bisexual.
Yeah.
Was it weird at first, to hook up with girls, or did you just kind of just do it and just not even think about it?
No, it was really natural for me from a young age too. I was very natural for me.
All right. And are you more of the dominant type, or do you like being taken control of, or?
I think I'm more submissive.
Okay. All right. We got to find these videos. This is something we have to hunt for.
Throw that up on my OnlyFans. There you
go. You know what? You read my mind. I was just thinking the same thing. I'm like, holy shit, she could put these things on OnlyFans and really get top dollar for these. This is pre-contract days. So
pre-everything.
Yes, exactly. Now, what type of women are you into?
Just hot. Even guys, I don't
women.
really have a type. I don't have a type of guy or type of girl. I just like sexy and hot. They don't have to be certain hair color, certain anything. It's just someone sexy and has that confidence.
Gotcha. I was hoping you were saying you're into podcast DJs, but
Oh yeah, well I didn't want the other people to get
jealous. I get it. Yeah, people are going to be listening other than us. I get it. What type of music are you into?
I honestly like a little of everything. I do like a little country. I like rock and roll. I like hip hop. I like techno. I like pretty much anything. Honestly, and with music, as long as it's sexy and fun, I like it.
Say, I would hook up with one of those guys. Do you have celebrity crushes?
Of course, yeah. Just anyone.
Anybody that's hot.
No one that really jumps to mind right now.
Riley, you make this so fucking easy to play matchmaker for you. Just find her somebody hot. We don't care if they speak English.
Just make sure they're hot. Yeah.
Just make sure they're hot. Are they breathing? Then that's fine.
Yeah, hot and alive. Yeah.
Hot and alive. Awesome. We can make this happen. So coming up next month, got a lot of great things coming on. What are some other projects you can kind of tease us with and let everybody know about?
Well, just I guess my Skype contest going on right now. I don't know, just stay tuned. And my anal scene will be, I don't know when the scenes are going to be coming out, but I've got a lot of shooting coming up for a lot of different companies. So just get ready to start seeing me a little bit of everywhere.
Now, have you been prepping a lot for this anal scene thing?
I'm about to start prepping. I guess I'm going to go get my little anal training kit this week.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't know what the prepping, directions are for something
I don't
like
know
that.
either, but I guess I'm gonna get an anal prep kit because before I just used to just take it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. My friend was like, "You have to train your ass," and I'm like, "Train my ass?" I mean, I think it's just all in your head, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably instructional videos out there somewhere. Like how to
YouTube
properly.
it.
Yeah, there you go. That might be scary. I don't know what I'm gonna see on YouTube.
I'll get some weird clickbait after that.
Yeah, and you never know, you might get sued or something, I mean, I hope
know, right?
I hope that guy that wanted to sue me listens to this podcast, because, I was so psyched and so amped up that I'm going to have you on the podcast, because, like I said, I absolutely adore you, and I've told you I'm smitten by you, and this guy's like,
Aww.
She's not real, she's not going to really be on. I'm like, fuck you, yeah, she is. How you going to tell me she's not coming on? So, but no, it was really cool to have you on and talk to you a little bit. And is there anything else you want the fans to know before you get out of here?
No, just I love all my fans and keep up with me. Keep following me on Twitter.
Yes, let them know where they can. Yeah, let them know where they can follow you at, where they can stalk you out on Twitter.
Follow me on Twitter, XXX Riley, Instagram, InstaX Riley, and Snapchat, Riley X Snap.
Well, Riley, we appreciate you coming on and, spending some
Thank
time
you.
with us. And like I said, I told you a million times I was going to be a fanboy on this, and I hope I didn't come across too fanboyish,
No, not at all. It's okay. We're just hiding our secret love for each other.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm definitely going to have to go take a cold shower or, keep watching your DVDs and entering your contests and, just... If someone finds me passed out later, they'll be like, he OD'd on Riley Steele, so it happens, Well, we appreciate it, babe, and I like I said, we hope to hear and see more big things from you, and just keep following her on Instagram and Twitter. We'll see big things coming up real soon.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
This is Riley Steele, and you're listening to Mixed Masta.